Oh yeah, that is you're going to see my pretty face. I'm going to bring on my special guest for season 2 episode episode 2 of interview with a ghost hunter, and I'm spitting and sputtering probably because it's 9:06 p.m. in the evening as we're doing this interview, but it's all okay. It's all good because it's going to be good in the hood tonight because we have Josh Hurd with us. Josh,
what's up?
You know what's interesting, Josh, is we are frozen on my Hangout screen. There we go. Now we can see a little bit of the faces. It's weird.
Is it better?
Yeah, I blame it on this stupid Iowa internet.
Dude, I swear to God, it's a thing, man. Like Iowa internet is a thing, and people need to understand that. Yeah.
Yes, and Mark Zuckerberg, you need to take notice here, and fix the damn internet, right?
Yeah.
Especially after you fix Facebook. Now, it's been a long time since I've had you on, Josh. Let's talk about a few things that have come about recently, and then we'll dive into this interview with a ghost hunter type twist.
Cool. Sounds good to me, man.
All right. So what's been going on, man? I hear that there's a new show out or something. I'm gonna shut that stupid light off.
But yeah, man, so we have A Brush with Evil 3 that's coming out in a week. God dang. Yeah, in a week. It's gonna be premiering at Hauntacon in Omaha, and then on the 29th of March, it'll be live for everybody to see on VidiSpace. So yeah.
So how is VidiSpace going lately?
Really good, man. Really good. Freaking keeping me busy. I'll tell you that much. That's for sure. Definitely keeping me busy. It's a good kind of busy. That's for sure. But yeah, it's going good.
That's awesome. Yeah. Now I hear that August 17th, you and I and Sarah and a few others are going to be basically nutting it out all night at the Malvern Manor.
Hell yes, bro. It's going to be a lot of fun too. Absolutely.
Now it's going to be my first time overnight at that glorious place, but we remember what happened only for a few moments. When the Gerodius is it Gerodius?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were there.
They were there?
Yeah.
Because you only hung out for what, maybe 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Like an hour? Yeah. And dude, it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. So I'm really looking forward to especially what you pick up on being in the building, especially overnight and all that fun stuff.
Well,
should be good.
I definitely want to do an EVP session at 3 a.m. up in the attic with you.
Oh, sweet. So, I'm game for that. You know that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's one of those things. Now, and I'm going to be doing readings. We're going to be signing our books. I do know that the overnight sold out really fast.
Hell yes. It'll be fun, man.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun.
Yeah, they get a little bit of the closet medium. Now, are you still planning on going down to the Kansas City Paracon?
I will be there.
Okay.
Yes. I'm absolutely planning on that. Now, I think the way it's looking right now with scheduling and all that crap, I'll probably only be able to be there for one day.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely be there for sure.
That's that's going to be kind of my thoughts this year as well. Go down, the day that I speak, and then probably have to jet out, a little bit early this year. But okay.
Yeah.
So I have you at my mercy here when we talk about the Malvern Manor itself. Any new insight that's come down the hatch recently with this haunted location?
Dude, so there's, I'm always trying to figure out what the hell, right? Like always. And no matter what that would be, whether it's like, what's the antecedent of the specific activity going on in this specific room, or like what's going on with this or that or whatever. It was interesting because we had a friend, like, I'll back up even further. For a few months leading up to like the Christmas season, we had teams of investigators that would come in. They'd be like, we have been experiencing, or we got in contact with this spirit naming himself Jeff. And I'm like, that's interesting. I've never heard the name Jeff before over there, right? I'm like, I have no idea. And sure as crap, man, like everybody was saying the exact same thing, because it seems like the teams were asking fairly similar questions, right? Did you live here? Did you die here? Did you like it here? Blah, blah, blah. But they were always getting the same response. And it was always, no, I'm new here.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm like, what? I'm like, how does that work? Like, you're new here? What? I don't get that, right? So I was like, okay. So it was fairly interesting then, because we did it was like a Vidi Space holiday party, right? And so we're over there, and our friend Kelly was there, and Kelly was walking through. And mind you, the whole Jeff thing, I had just I listened to people's stories and I kept it to myself. That's that. Nothing. Told nobody. And so Kelly's walking through the house, and I'm with her or whatever, and she says, we kind of got this this weird guy over here. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, well, he's just kind of like peeking around the walls or around the door frames and looking and things like that. And I'm like, oh, it's interesting. And she goes, you can come over here. And she's like, well, this guy's kind of a trickster. And she goes, well, he says his name's Jeff. And my eyes kind of got wide or something, but I kept it to myself, right? I mean, that's just kind of what I do. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, what's Jeff's story? And she goes, I guess I don't know how to say this, but Jeff says he's new here. And I'm like, what? Like, what?
Kelly,
basically verbatim of what everybody else had been saying, right? So, I mean, that knocked me for a loop. But yeah, so I told Jeff, I was like, bro, I'm like, I can't see you. I can't hear you. I wish I could, but I can't. Sorry. Yeah. I'm like, but please, I'm like, feel free. Pick out a room. Make yourself at home. We'd love to have you. Whatever. Stay as long as you'd like. Whatever. And Kelly looks at me and says, in this very odd, tone of voice, well, there's not many to choose from, is there?
God.
And I'm like, God, he is kind of a smart ass, right? I'm like, yeah, that may be true. I'm like, but pick a room that you feel is the best or whatever. And apparently he did that. I don't know, because now more and more people are encountering the spirit naming or calling himself Jeff. It's very weird stuff.
Jeff, you do not have permission to come visit me, Jeff. I'm just throwing that out there, right?
Just gonna throw it out there.
Good.
Lay out some ground rules before.
Good Lord. Now, hey, have you noticed? Has it particularly been more dark, or has it been lighter lately?
Dude, I wish I could say that it had been lighter, but I don't know what's going on. I know just a few weeks ago we had Steve Gonzalez from Ghost Hunters and doing an event and all that stuff, and some very close friends of mine, Chris and Jamie, they were in the back hallway, in the nursing home wing or whatever, and they got like this very odd, aggressive spirit back there. Now, this wasn't like the Shadow Man like I initially thought it probably would be. But apparently this was an older gentleman kind of wearing like a leisure type suit.
But before you go any further, was he bald?
Yeah.
Was he
That I don't
balding?
know.
You know,
That I don't know.
Huh.
Kind of makes you wonder though. Like, I don't know. Like, it's super weird because I do know that Jamie screamed and ran. Jamie doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Mhm.
not how she reacts to this stuff at all. But yeah, we've now just over the past 2 weeks, a few more people now have walked away with scratches, you know, things of that nature. It's so weird to me, and I think like I don't have that experience when I'm there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I don't get those types of experiences when I'm there. I also am not like poking the bear, so to speak,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm not provoking in any way. And I think not that like Jamie and Chris were doing that. They were just simply observing really. But I think a lot of people go in there and it's kind of like guns blazing and blah blah blah, big bad ghost hunter, what have you. But no, like I guess that's just not how I approach
Have you
this stuff.
have you noticed people getting a little extra dizzy or losing their, you know, their?
Yeah, absolutely. That has been happening. Yes. It's interesting that you say that. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to take a look at that. These spirits always come and visit me prior to any of these events. You know, damn.
Oh, have fun.
Well, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. But I'll be ready. I'll be ready. You know.
Oh, for sure, bro.
You know,
yeah, absolutely. You won't have a problem.
Shouldn't. If
no.
if I run out screaming like a banshee at 2 a.m. I don't think
that'll be fine.
I
got your back.
But if I do that, I don't think there'll be many people staying around, you know.
That's a fair point. Like if you start to leave, like if you run out of the place, I guarantee oh God, everybody's behind you. Promise. Like everybody's just gonna bounce. It'll be
yeah.
funny.
now has there been folks that are like over provoking or doing some crazy, you know, voodoo ritualistic crap in there, do you think? Or, you know, are you thinking that could be?
Pretty goddamn certain of it, honestly. Like, so I walked up, and this was what's really funny. So I walked up the other day. I walked up to the attic, right? And I was just giving a tour. Now, when I get there in the morning or whatever, I usually walk through the building, just make sure trash is picked up and blah, 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 right? I always walk to the attic. I never go up into the attic. I just make sure the light's off in the attic. So anyway, I'm giving a tour later that afternoon. I walk upstairs. There's a giant pentagram that has been drawn onto the floor. Now, number one, like they used like a chalk type. Like it came up quite easily. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not there. But it kind of makes you wonder, like, what the hell were you doing? What were you up to? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you really know what you're doing, or are you just trying to be a smart ass? You know?
Was this before or after Jeff made himself known?
This was after. I mean, this literally just happened last weekend with the pentagram thing and stuff on there. Yeah. So Jeff's been around for like 3-4 months now.
It's interesting because I did get a picture today. I'll show you the picture because you got to see the video. But but I got a guy that's balding that appears to have horns. Maybe it's similar, but we'll
be jacked, man.
We'll work through that, you know.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like it's so weird to me, you know, just how this stuff works and how different people react to the building itself, right? I mean, that's pretty much like the whole basis behind like A Brush with Evil 3 even is why is it that some teams come in there and they'll have very profound experiences, things that they will literally not forget for their entire life. We have other teams that have come into the manor and not experienced crap, you know, like nothing happened at all. And why is that? What is that? So
can you see that right above my hand?
I can't see you, bro.
Oh, you can't see me at all?
No, I can only see my ugly mug. It's kind of driving me nuts.
Well, that's weird. It's a good thing that I have, you know, both of us on here. You and I always have profound interviews, and you know, it's something behind me right now. You know, as we're talking about these types of issues.
Are you in your basement again? Or
Oh.
is it that back room again?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's in that.
Son of a bitch, man! I swear.
You know. One of these days we're gonna have Breast with Evil Part 13. The end.
Right. Well, and that's like, and that was honestly, bro, like my thinking behind like doing a Brush with Evil 3. I never wanted to do it.
Yeah,
honestly. Yeah. And I was like, okay, let's do it. We're gonna do an experiment that's fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. Or excuse me, can I cuss? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Hey, what about Breast with Evil 4 when I show up?
But see, and that's just it. But that was the point of like a Brush with Evil 3. It was like,
yeah.
Bad, you know what I mean? But then like, because I was just like, I'm done with it because I think it's the title alone.
Yeah,
is suggesting something that I don't necessarily want to be associated with, right?
Yeah.
And so I still want to make films, and I still want to make like scary films.
Well,
try really crazy experiments. I want to do that.
Hey,
it's just under a different title.
We'll call the next one Chuck Banks.
Perfect. See, I'm fine with this.
It's fun, and I do have a book. It's called God. Okay, folks, we're going to keep it light tonight. No, I'm kidding. Now, have you investigated some other spots here recently? You know, kind of branched out from the Malvern, or have you basically just been hanging out at home there?
So, one place that I did go, and this was for the purpose of a Brush with Evil 3, was the Sally House.
Oh God!
And I'm telling you, like, I was impressed. I was very impressed with the location, especially given the fact that the experiment itself was only going to last 3 hours, only 3 hours. But when we walked in the door, it was just my buddy Chris and myself. And all we were doing was getting the cameras ready to roll, you know, because I had a speaking engagement in Atchison that night. So I had to go set everything up, go speak, and then go film a movie, you know, which was like, dude, totally mind-boggling. But we walked in and we were setting everything up and making sure, especially the audio portion of everything, which is the most important of this experiment, was the audio, and making sure that it was running, because we had audio running in 2 locations simultaneously. But the problem was it was 150 miles apart. Sure. So we wanted to make sure that it was in tandem and everything was good. But as we walked in and we're setting everything up, have you ever been there, man?
No, but I definitely want to go sometime, you know?
Dude, yeah, for sure. So we're in the kitchen, and right off the kitchen, there's a very small little bathroom. And I'm setting everything up with my laptop and blah, blah, blah. And I hear the water turn on. I was like, what the hell? And so I turn around, and that faucet's going full bore, man. Full bore. Shit. So I was like, what? So I turned it off, and I was like, maybe some weird pressure thing, right? Like with like the plumbing or whatever. I mean, it's common. Well, not that fucking common, but I mean, it's common. But I mean, it happens. So we go, and I give my speech and my lecture and all that stuff. And the lady that was that hired me to do so, her name is Maria, and Maria runs all of that stuff over there. So she was our contact for the Sally House anyway. And so I asked her, you ever have any problems with plumbing or anything over there? And she goes, no. I was like, what? Like the faucets or anything like that? She's like, no, everything's good to go. Like everything's ship shape, you know? I'm like, are you sure? Like, because I told her the faucet turned out. She goes, that's never happened. I was like, awesome. Perfect. Great. Gonna be a great evening. I can already tell.
Now, I've walked into Walmart before, and then like it'll go off. You know what I'm saying, as I'm walking by, you know, but
the triggers.
Yeah. That's interesting. You know, the Sally House has always been intriguing.
Dude, that place is no joke.
Yeah.
That place is absolutely no joke. And it is terrifying.
There are there are very few places, you know, where I'm a little bit apprehensive, you know, that I visited thus far. Edinburgh Manor, Malvern, and Hinsdale.
Absolutely.
And I'm going back to Mineral Springs June 1st, which, by the way, I do have half a table if you want to come over.
Ooh, that would be fun, bro. Nice. June 1st?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got an event thing going on
Yeah.
at the manor. I'm screwed.
Yeah, but it's Mineral Springs, I didn't really get a nervous feeling, but what's interesting is when I'm in these places during the day, Josh, I feel at home. It's when that sun goes down that that shit starts to pray and
for real. Oh my God.
My
That's
goodness.
crazy though. It's totally true though, man.
So do you ever get calls for people saying, "Hey Josh, I've got this stuff going on at home. Could you check it out?"
Yeah. Every once in a while I do. They'll reach out and just say, what do we do? Can you help? Blah, blah, blah. And usually like I'm upfront and honest with them, and I'm just like, I'm probably not your guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have like a quote unquote team of investigators. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of like a paranormal free agent, and I just kind of bounce all over the place.
That's what I do. Maybe that's why we get along so well,
Maybe, bro, because like we don't have to deal with drama and crap, right? So like, but it's like, I don't know. Like, so I usually like refer them on, to another team that I know for a fact handles only residential cases and is in the business of just helping people, and that's who I'll refer them to, because I haven't done a residential case in years now. So I don't feel like I'm the guy. I wouldn't feel comfortable with doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't think so.
You do.
There you are. I see you now.
Oh, good. Finally,
Yeah.
But anyway, it was like right here.
Son of a
bitch. Anyway, it is.
It's that room, man.
Yeah. I gotta get your ass over on this side of the state one of these days. And
tell me about it.
We should think about doing that. Filming a little bit over here just to see what the hell we get.
Dude, it'd be great.
I've never had an outside group in.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that could be fun.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of fun.
Or scary,
Yeah. I like not everyone to go back in your house.
Exactly. Now, for those folks, how many would you say of your groups that are coming in are novice, beginner, or veteran?
Oh man, like it's kind of interesting. Like we get a fair mix, right? Like you definitely have your people who are there just to get the crap scared out of them and run out the door. That's what they're after. You know what I mean? We also have.
Do you see that now, right there?
I don't see it. What's it doing?
It's like moving. I'll have to get a picture later.
Do that.
That's
my phone sucks.
Yeah. You know what? I'll take a stupid screenshot right now.
Yeah.
Because that looks like friggin' horns. All right, we'll see what happens.
Oh my God. If there are horns on that, I might poop.
Josh, that just means they're horny. Okay. Students, players, if you heard that, I did not, it was a pun. It was a pun. That's all I meant to say as a pun.
I swear. But no, man, like we have people that come in there that are like I mean, they're all, dressed the exact same. Like, definitely not their.
Got my shirt. I'm Steve.
I'm telling you, man. Like, we had one team of guys. They came in and they were like dressed up like tactical gear. You know what I mean? They looked like a SWAT team, and I was like, holy crap! Like, these guys mean business, and they were like, very professional, very businesslike, and you know what I'm saying. But they like to have fun and all that too. But man, they were great. But I mean, so we have a fair mix of everything. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I will say this. This is funny too. Back to Jeff, right? We had a guy and his girlfriend come over to the manor, and it was, I don't know, some really weird date night, I guess, for them. But they were like just doing their thing, investigating. But it was about 11 o'clock or so at night, and I get a phone call. Because I always leave my phone number, right? If people need anything. So I get a phone call, and he's like, "Oh, hey man, so we're up in the attic." And I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "And the door won't open." I was like, "What?" He goes, "We've been working on this door for about 10 minutes and it's not opening." Now, the door to the attic is quite flimsy. Like, it's
Yeah.
barely even there. He goes, "We're quite literally locked into the attic right now."
Oh
And I was
my
like,
God.
what do I do with that? You know? So I'm like, okay. I'm like, a couple options for you. Either one, you can wait the 20 minutes for me to come over there and let you out of there, which I'd gladly do. I'm like, or I'm like, you can cop kick that fucking door and like get out of the attic. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He's like, well, I didn't want to like break your stuff. I'm like, you're not gonna hurt anything. Just do it. Put your shoulder into it, kick it, whatever. They got out of there. They got out of the attic. But dude, so then asking more questions, and I walked into what Jeff is now calling his room,
Mhm.
right? Which is the last room you come to right before you hit the attic, just
Oh.
out of sheer coincidence. So I was like, Jeff, by any chance, was that you that that locked that door? And then you hear this giggling, and he just says, "Yeah."
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, Dick, man, Dick. Like,
Yeah.
he's just a prankster, dude. I love it.
That's
I kind of love it.
Jeff, that's a dick move, buddy.
It's kind of a dick move, Jeff.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
I'm sure that you know, it just, you know, you get all kinds, right?
Dude, yes. Oh my God, yes. All kinds.
Uh,
It's
well,
it's
well,
interesting.
nothing against those that are going to listen and watch and all that sort of stuff or come to the events, but I'll tell you that sometimes there are certain folks. It's like going to the demo derby when it comes to this paranormal stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
so do you have any any events coming up? You know, like with Nick Groff or any Elizabeth coming in?
No. So like, well, Elizabeth is coming in. Um, she is coming in October. We're doing an event at the Manor. Um, whether Nick wants to come or not, I told him the other night. I was like, "You're more than welcome to, show up, and we'll see if that happens." Um, but yeah, I think there. Okay, there are definitely a few things in the works. I'm going to say that, but then the rest of it, it's all up in the air. So we'll see what happens, I guess. But yeah, big things hopefully are coming for sure.
That's
But
good.
yeah, so we got events coming up. We have Chris Smith from Tennessee Wraith Chasers. He'll be there on the 1st of June. That's
Okay.
what's going on. And yeah, I mean, we have all sorts of different things like going on throughout the summer, so it should be pretty dang busy, honestly. Busy, interesting. Dude,
Are you
this spring, like whenever the snow is gone
yeah.
and everything's thawed out, I got to get up on the roof and retar that SOB.
Oh
God
boy.
dang it. We got a couple leaks. It's just driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Hate it.
So
Hate it.
do you have any new videos coming down the hatch? Any of these new movies?
Yeah, so just for now, A Brush with Evil 3 on March 29th will be released to the world. March 23rd is when we just do the screening at Hauntacon in Omaha. Are you going to be there, Chef?
I'm actually not going to make it to the Hanukkah thing. I know I'm
Mamma Jamma.
I know
Mamma Jamma.
I know it. Maybe next year, I can can swing it, but during the school year I get so busy.
Dude, I understand. And 'tis the season. Like, it's getting to be that busy time of year again, especially when it comes to the school stuff. Good Lord. But yeah.
But it's going to be a lot of fun because you got Dan Class, Chris, all those guys will be up there. So
like, it's going to be so much fun. Like, seeing all the buddies there, and then we've got, Brandy Green from Ghost Hunters International.
Yeah.
Obviously we got Dustin Perry. Ryan Buell's going to be there too. So that'll be good. I've never met Brandy. So it'll be interesting, like meeting her and saying hi and all that fun stuff. But it'll be really cool, like, you know, hanging out with Ryan and Dustin again. That's always fun.
Oh God, yes.
That's always fun.
Now, share with my listeners. I mean, they know who you are. God dang it, they know who the Josh MF Hurd is. But share with them real quick, buddy, on how they can follow you, all that sort of stuff. And
oh yeah, joshhurd.net is my website. It's probably like the easiest way to do so. And it's kind of like the one-stop shop for all the stuff, like the films and the books and all that stuff.
How many books? How many books have you written now?
There are 6 in existence. None of them are worth reading. It's horrible.
Buy them. They're
yeah, that's why. That's honestly, I swear that's why I started making films, because I'm like, God, like I'm just not getting my point across. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh boy.
Like, oh my God, driving me nuts, man.
Yeah. Well, it's I appreciate you coming on, buddy. I will let you know when it airs. But for everybody within the Beyond the Light Radio Network and Interview with a Ghost Hunter, good night. If I can